Hello everyone and welcome to the Homesteads YouTube channel. I'm your host Jesse Holm, and today I'm installing a Nucleus package into a bee box. So I wasn't going to bother making a video. If you followed the channel for any length of time, you know that I've done this a couple of times, and unfortunately we've lost both our hives. The first year was bad luck and the second year would be rookie mistakes. But anyways, having had a little bit of experience, and the reason why I'm making this video today is that without that small amount of experience, I would have likely lost this colony before it even got a chance to start. It would have been a non-starter. So as you can see, I have the box on top. I'll come in here. These guys are actually really good. It's a nice day, so they're pretty calm. Anyways, so I've put my outside frames inside the box already, and there was 4 frames inside this cardboard box that I installed into the hive. So I went about my business as usual. I put the 4 frames inside the main box, and I put the lid over here so that any stragglers could make their way inside the box. And then I'd taken the box and I'd put it down on the ground in front here with the top open so that any stragglers in there could also kind of find their way into the front door of the main hive here. And as I was walking away or standing back and watching them, I noticed that bees weren't really leaving the box and going into the main hive. In fact, they seem to be swarming more and more and more on the outside, and that's where my small but significant, in this instant, amount of experience came into play. So when a queen moves from one hive to another, bees, the worker bees, which are mostly female, actually all the worker bees are female, they will stand, and you can see this one right here in the middle was kind of doing it. Anyways, they'll walk around like that, and then they'll kind of anchor themselves to the ground, and they'll flap their wings, they'll beat their wings really quickly without actually flying. And that's to indicate that the queen is in an area. And the box, I noticed some queens will run. So when I took the frames out, the queen actually must have run. And inside the box, on the bottom here, there's flaps that fold inwards and come to about here. And there was about 6 or 7 of them all staying on the inside of the box here, and they were flapping their wings really hard. And I noted that, and that told me that the queen was actually still inside the box. And I had already put the inner cover on and the top cover on, so I came over, I took both of them off and leaned them up against this thing here, and I took the box and I put it upside down on the hive itself. Hopefully the queen will actually find her way out of the box and come down onto one of the frames. And yeah, I mean, that was really all I wanted to share with you. I've done installation packages in the past, and as I said, we're pretty unlucky. 2 years ago, 50% of bees in the province died at most beekeeping installations, and last year we got off to a real late start, and you know, I didn't reduce the size of the hive to 2 boxes. I left it at 3, and it wasn't a strong colony going into the winter, and I didn't actually move the honey that was in the bottom. There's a couple frames and put it up in the top. And when I was checking on them in the spring, they were fine. I could hear them buzzing around in there, but it was still a little below zero. I wanted to get some food into them, like I'm going to feed these guys. And, you know, I just thought, oh, it's below zero, maybe I'll kill the queen. And about 4 days later, it was +7. And I went in to check on them, and they were all face first buried in their empty comb, looking for those last morsels of food. So unfortunately, they starved to death, and maybe those are some rookie mistakes, and I should have just opened the box real quick to give them some food there. But lesson learned, I'll move everything up to the top this year, reduce the size, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to have a good year. I'm just going to move this box here now and see what kind of reaction we get, and if we have bees fanning, if I can find them fanning. Okay, just give me 1 second here. So they will get worked up a little bit as I'm invading their space for a second time in a short span of time here. But as I'm looking at these guys here, it was underneath that corner over there that they all seem to be kind of standing around and fanning. And I'm not seeing that behavior now. And it does seem as though significantly more are hanging out on the frames here now. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's dusk and I don't want to leave this open all night and have the cold air and the dew and stuff settle on them. I want them to be dry and warm in their new home. And yep, so now looking down here, I can see that pretty much all of them are abandoning this. So that's a really good sign that that queen has come out from underneath the flap where she had run to and has found herself a new home here. So that's pretty exciting for me. Still a rookie, but a problem-solving rookie now. I'm making some headway. Anyways, I'm just gonna put this on nice and easy. Generally, you want to slide it in place. I don't want to squish any of them. I don't want to agitate any of them. They're pretty good. These guys are really calm. I bought from a place called Barks Apiaries, located in Stainer and Wasaga. I mean, here you go. He's just hanging out. He's good. Give him a, yeah. And yeah, the first colony I got from them did amazing. In the fall, I was maxed out. I was taking off queen cells, and I couldn't ask for anything more out of a hive than what this fella gave me. And then last year I used a different vendor. Didn't really do as well, but it wasn't really the vendor's fault. I mean, it was a terrible year for all beekeepers in the province. But anyways, there we go. I'm pretty excited. So I'm just gonna slide this guy on here. Hopefully I don't squish any of them. If I had a stand, I'd be using it, but I don't. There we go. No squishing. And I just want to straighten this out. I don't know if you can see that there. It's off by just a little bit, but I want to straighten it out so it's nice and square and no water's getting in. I'll since this colony is really small, 4 frames, they've got a decent number but pretty small. I'll put a reducer on the front here and leave maybe 25% of that opening for them to get in and out of. And another thing you kind of want to think about is, so I have this south facing so it gets as much sun as possible, and the box leans forward so that if there is any moisture in there, it will leak forward. I also have a screen on the bottom, and there's a tray underneath. Oh, that guy's gonna trap himself. Come on, get out of there, buddy. There you go. Move along. Yeah. So there's a screen in the bottom, allows for a little more airflow, healthier hive in my mind, from what I've understood. And I can check and see if there's mites or anything like that on the screen. The stuff that falls through the screen falls onto that little tray there. There's a vent in the back, a little vent in the front, and then their main entry. But again, we're just going to take a second look in this box just to triple check, because I really do not want to lose bees again. So as much as they're not really happy, they're not really agitated. I did this, I cut a few trees down here and really tried to ensure that I made the best possible habitat for them this year after having such crappy luck the last couple of years. But there's a tree there down, another one over there, another one back there, another one over there that I dropped and I haven't cut up yet, and then there was also one here, and the sun is back over there. That maple's probably going to come down. I have some pawpaws planted in behind it that could use a little more light. And anyways, that's it. There we go. So yeah, I'm confident she's in there. That's it for today. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. And if you liked the video, found it useful at all, any information at all that you gained, any tips that you want to leave in the comment section below, I'd gladly read and appreciate it. And yeah, again, as always, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day, folks. Take care.